Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing awesome. Juan joined alongside Nicole. The Bethesda Showcase event has officially concluded, which means that E3 Day 1 is done. Tonight, we keep things going. We got the Sony Press Conference, so that's going to be happening at around 9 p.m. over on Twitch, so make sure you tune in if you want to hang out with us live, as we do get a chance to see that. We also start a stream at 7 p.m., sort of showcasing the different things that are going to be happening throughout the day. But Nicole, break it down for me. If there was one thing that you loved as a whole in Day 1, what was that one special thing that you saw?
Day 1, I would have to say Fallout 76. Like, I love the Fallout games. I was looking forward to a new title when it was announced. It was something that kept me intrigued, especially with the rumors that it was going to be online survival. I was like, man, if they make it online, it will probably lose its Fallout vibe. But from the gameplay that we saw, that's not the case. It feels like a Fallout, and it's going to be a new element and something cool to add and to play with friends. I mean, it's the best of both worlds. So I'm looking forward to that. But there are a lot of titles that I want to get, so my wallet will be suffering for that. But
Definitely.
I'm excited.
I mean, with EA, we got a couple things. You know, they showed Anthem, which was maybe the main thing that people were very interested in. And we had a chance to sort of look at that. You know, what are your thoughts about Anthem? Is it something that you're more interested, less interested now that you've had a chance to really witness that?
Like, when I first saw it, I was very interested. Like, right now, I want to see some more information, more gameplay specifically, because it honestly gives me vibes that it's going to be a good game, but it could go the Destiny route, which is like a game that you complete, and after that, it can become very stale. And I don't want it to be like that. So I have hopes for it, but right now, I want to see more information about it. But it looks to be one of the big sellers when it comes out.
Yeah, so let's then, I guess, get to the main events today, because we got Microsoft and then we got Bethesda. So with Microsoft, you were actually part of a panel, so shout out to PR Gamer in Puerto Rico for giving you that awesome opportunity. We got a couple things talking about, you know, Halo Infinite, which was a brand new thing, although Microsoft had sort of teased it. You got a new trailer for Ori, which I know is something that you're very excited about. As you mentioned, Fallout 76. We have Fallout 4 and The Division, among other titles, coming out to the Xbox Game Pass service. We also saw Forza Horizon 4, which, I mean, for us, we were kind of like, yeah, you know, it's a cool racing game, but it's not up until they confirm, you know, that is going to be coming out the Game Pass. That's a definite get. So in your case, you and I played the crew closed beta. We can't talk too much about that, but from what you saw for Horizon 4, what you think of it?
First impression, it looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And just knowing that it's going to be part of the Game Pass during launch is something that I'm looking forward to, because we do have the Game Pass. And since we recently came into possession of an Xbox One, something that we can benefit from with like the past few years that we haven't been able to play Xbox games for the Xbox One. So I'm excited for that, because I like racing games, but I really haven't been playing racing games for the past few years. And playing the Crew 2 closed beta and seeing the Forza Horizon trailer really got me excited.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. You know, I've always been a fan of, you know, much like you mentioned, some of these old racing games, Need for Speed Underground, Burnout Paradise. So the fact that it's like you have the flying elements, then you have the boat elements, the car, and it's not just like, you know, realistic racing. I think it's something that I need in my life. So I'm very excited for that. And I guess the other thing really worth mentioning with Microsoft is that we got to see a little bit more of The Division, which you and I have played on PS4 and PC. So in your case, you've played a lot more of it, because you played it with the Wolfpack, you know, with Nivel Escondido, with the whole gang for a while.
When the first one came out, I mean, for about 3 months, I would go to bed at around 4 to 5 a.m. because I was playing all night with people from Nivel Escondido, Cotaino, and all my friends. Like, I really enjoyed it. And we recently started playing it on PC, Juan and I, and we are enjoying it, especially now that we have the season pass. And this game takes place in Washington, D.C. it looks really good. It looks like they improved on a lot of stuff. So it's something to look forward to. If they take hints from their previous title and like have a more complete version when it comes out, it will definitely be a big hit.
Yeah, for me, like I like the fact that it was way more colorful, and I don't mean colorful in like the Unravel way, which I mean Unravel 2 announced and then released on the same day.
Same day, yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool thing to think about. But with the Division, I think I'm very excited to try it. I think the Washington D.C. setting is a pretty cool change, and I think it can have a little bit more elaborate environments, because I think that the first one, because it was in New York and the environment, it was very monotonous. Like it didn't matter where you walked. It was kind of like, well, this is kind of the situation, right?
It felt gloomy all the time.
So for me, the one thing I quickly wanted to mention is Sessions, which for those that didn't watch live, we did the reactions there. I thought it was going to be Skate 4. I'm like, well, EA didn't mention it the day before, so why would they mention it here? But it's a brand new IP. It definitely looks like they said, hey, if they're not making Skate 4, I guess we're going to make it. So not a lot more details, but it's not Tony Hawk from the looks of it in terms of unrealistic skating. It seems to be more simulation-based. So count me in right off the bat, because I just like skating games. Do you have anything to say about that one?
Like, I want to see you play it, and if I can, I want to play that. Like, I was a fan of the previous games. Like, I didn't play the skate games, but I did play the Tony Hawk ones, and I played the hell out of those. So it was about time that they made a new skateboarding game. Like, it has been a while.
Yeah. By the way, I realized I mentioned this as a day one reactions, even though day one was technically 2 days ago now. Really, to me, like, I don't know about you, but with E3, it's not until like the big three conferences starts that's like day one for me. Because like honestly, E3, like the EA one was so boring to me. It's like that is not how you kick off E3. So Sunday, January 10th, like that was the first day of E3. And the last thing I guess I want you to mention specifically, we got some new stuff for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I mean, I know you absolutely love that franchise.
Yes.
Based on what you saw, like how's your hype level doing? Comes out just the day after my birthday, so pretty cool.
I have that game pre-order. I have the Croft Edition pre-order, and I'm pumped because I love the Tomb Raider games. They did an amazing job with this new recreation with the 2013 title Tomb Raider and so forth with Rise of the Tomb Raider. So with those two, I know that they're going to do a great job, and I'm excited for that and can't wait to play it. But the title that captured me the most and that I'm most excited for is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. We saw some new gameplay elements. It's a beautiful game, and the thing is, the first game, it has a beautiful story and amazing gameplay. Oh my god, it's amazing. So that's the game that I'm looking forward to the most. And I know a lot of people may not know that it's coming out or may not have played the first one. But if you like Metroidvania games and good story, play that.
Now, looking at the list, there is, I guess, a couple more things to mention. Because, I mean, we have Cuphead DLC Jump Force, which is like a fighting game featuring different anime characters, like from Jump, like, just a bunch of different franchises. Naruto, Dragon Ball Z. We got Dying Light 2.
Yes.
Which for those that and hey Kingly, what's going on?
Hey, Kingly.
We're recording this live on Twitch, so we're recording this our real day one. I'm calling it the real day one reaction. So anything you guys want to add to the conversation, definitely let us know. But just to recap once again, Dying Light 2, Just Cause 4, Gears Pop, which I'm still like, I was very excited, Nicole, up until they mentioned mobile. I'm like, oh, because Gears Pop, like, I think it actually has potential, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Gears 5, Gears Tactics, and then the last one, which I guess we really do got to mention, because, I mean, a project, they've been hyping this up for what I feel like has been years, right? Like easily over 5 years collectively or something. The Cyber 2077 game, it's actually real.
Cyberpunk, yeah.
We saw footage. It's a thing. I mean, it was kind of like pre-rendered and stuff, but it gives us a nice, I guess, sample of what the world could be about. Did that give you a good first impression?
Yeah, now you know what to expect, because you could have ideas, but now you truly know what it's going to be about. You kind of got a little bit of a backstory as to what it's going to happen in the game, and I loved it. I loved it.
I mean, not much else that you can say because it's not actual gameplay, right? But at
Yeah.
least we know it's real. It's got a nice tone.
It's happening.
Yeah. So then let's get to the second press conference that we saw for January 10th, which is Bethesda. So just to recap, some of the things, not everything. We got some Rage 2 gameplay, pretty cool trailer and stuff, a lot of awkwardness, but that was the entire press conference pretty much. A lot of awkward pauses.
Gotta love Bethesda.
For sure. So, Elder Scrolls Legends, we got some more details about that. Elder Scrolls Online, upcoming DLC. Now, the big thing, because we could make an hour-long thing, so I'm making sure we cover the big features that happened. Doom Eternal. So, they confirmed this is a sequel to the 2016 Doom. And I don't think you need to do a lot to get people hyped up about that, considering the awesome job they did with the one that came out 2 years ago. So it's a sequel, Hell on Earth. We're going to have more information happening at QuakeCon in August. And count me in. What about you?
Yes, true. The Doom game had an amazing soundtrack, and that's something that I looked forward to the most because the music pumps you up.
Yeah.
And the shooting, it's really, really good, really responsive. And just knowing that it's going to be Hell on Earth, like, come on, who's not going to get excited? So that's something to look forward to, and it's good that it's going to be a sequel. But Bethesda had some other games that I'm excited about. I don't know about one, but they showed more Fallout 76 gameplay, and they actually confirmed that this is going to be an online Fallout, and you can play. The servers will have like a dozen players, but I think you can play up to 4 friends from what I saw in the gameplay videos. And that's something that I'm looking forward to. And also another thing that they changed from previous titles is that settlements, you can build them anywhere. And so excited. Like, I really, really like Fallout. I'm wearing a Fallout shirt right now. And I think that's the big hit or winner for me. But there are other titles that they mentioned that I'm excited about as well.
And I think the nice combination is that they talked about the present. I mean, Fallout 76 coming out in November, so you don't have to wait too long for that. Yes. We also got Wolfenstein Youngblood, which is going to be a co-op game set in the 1980s. So because they're twin sisters in Paris, so they didn't really show a lot of most of these games. Like, let's be real.
It was a good teaser because you kind of know what to expect. Different time at different place, and it's BJ's daughters, twin daughters. So it's probably going to have like the same craziness as the other Wolfenstein games. It's coming out next year, and it's going to be co-op, but you can also play the single player. And yeah, I like that they're including more co-op games because, for example, Juan and I love playing together, and sometimes we can't really find games that we can play together. So that's exciting. And another thing, Fallout Shelter will be coming out for more consoles. So it will be coming out for PlayStation 4. And if you haven't played Fallout Shelter, it's so great. And it's something that you can like kill time with. And finally, I wrote it in my blog post, and I wasn't sure that they were going to mention something about it this year, but I knew that it was coming next year, the announcement. But they are working on a new Elder Scrolls games. So Elder Scrolls 6. And they just showed like a 10-second clip. And it was enough for me to get excited about.
And the thing is, and I'm assuming this is going to be the big conversation. Before that, I actually want to bring up a comment from Justin Bohannon, who said that he thinks that the free Blade game is going to be great because not only are we gonna get Elder Scrolls 6, they announced. I'm not sure if they said free to play or not, but basically it's like it's kind of a throwback to these dungeon crawler RPG games of like the early 90s, where it's like like an Elder Scrolls game, but you actually walk around. It's like first person battles, but obviously it's a little bit more simplified. And they confirmed that it's not only going to be coming out to mobile, but consoles as a whole, and it's going to have the building elements that and love from the different games they've developed. So it's very much like a hybrid of Fallout, and Elder Scrolls, because they kind of piled up everything that they've been working on all of their games for this one mobile thing. And as somebody that, I hated Pokemon Quest at the beginning and now I'm hooked on it, there is something to having a simplified version of a game that you love. So I'm very excited for that. And going back to what you mentioned there, it's interesting how at the very end they mentioned two games. So first we have a brand new IP, the first one they have in the past 25 years, which is kind of insane to really think about, in Starland, and then as you mentioned, Elder Scrolls. But what makes this super interesting is that he mentioned both as part of the next generation.
Next generation.
So we're not talking about PS4, Xbox One. I know you got to start saving up, but we knew it was going to happen. Like, people act like, the PS4 and the Xbox One came out 2 years ago. Like, these are relatively older consoles. Think about the change between PS3 to PS4. I'm thinking these are going to be games coming out in 2021, if not 2022.
Yeah, great.
Maybe by the time Crackdown 3 comes out, possibly.
Oh, man.
But I guess sort of to just really conclude this, I mean, considering we have two, and you can imagine now everybody's going to be wondering, right? Like, what's going to be the other game that another company announces as part of the next generation? When do you think that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be coming out? Let's set a date right now, just pure speculation, so we can kind of have an idea, because Sony said that there's about 3 more years left in the cycle, which will be 19, 20, 21.
I would say 2021.
I'm going to say 2022, actually. I'd be very surprised if that's like a launch title. We literally saw nothing. We saw nothing, right? But how excited are you to know, like, that's within the next 5 years, we're going to be there?
I love that we're doing this because it's great to see other people comments while we're watching together. Like, seeing those reactions is so great. And I think I honestly didn't have very high expectations for this year's E3, but so far, so good for me. Like, I was pleasantly surprised with the Microsoft conference, Bethesda, with EA even. So it can just go up from here. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Or today if you're watching Monday. Because we have a few conferences Monday, and then we have Nintendo. So we still have ways to go. And what I can say is that I think I need to save up like $1,000 just to cover everything I want to get. And maybe even more.
Pretty much.
So I'm suffering.
In my regard, to sort of close this out, I think that in terms of pecking order, Microsoft is definitely number one right now in terms of pure presentation, which to me, they were definitely last place. Like, let's be real about this, and I think they definitely stepped up. I think that they definitely need more exclusives, but from a presentation standpoint, top notch, 5 stars. Then you have Bethesda, which started out very slow. Bethesda started out really, really slow and cringy, but halfway through, they definitely kicked it up, and then EA happened, and that's about as much as I really have to say about that. So once again, remember that we're going to be streaming today at 7 p.m. Eastern Time from 7 to 8. It's going to be like a recap. I got to go to work today. For me, I would love to stay home and be able to catch all the conferences. But because I can't, we're going to pull up the trailers and all that from 7 to 8, catch up on what's been happening with E3. And then at 9... No, actually, yeah, we have 2 full hours of a stream, actually, not one. And then after that, we have the Sony conference. So it's like 4 to 4.5 hours of streams, but we love doing it with you guys. So Nicole, ready for Microsoft? I mean, ready for Sony and everything else. We got Square. So
next.
Some cool stuff.
I'm ready. I'm excited. And I'm ready to see what's new, what's coming, and what's going to happen within the next few years in gaming.
Awesome. So everybody watching, let us know, like, up until this point, up until January 10th, what has been your favorite and least favorite thing about E3? Let us know in wherever the hell you're watching this. Don't forget to follow our Twitch channel, and don't forget our blog. Like Nicole mentioned, she got some of the predictions right. PressPauseTV/blog. She's got a post. I got a post up. The folks from Nivel Escondido got a blog post there.
Yeah.
And we're going to be posting regularly. So, Nicole, press pause. Thanks to the internet getting a little bit better, we're sort of getting back on track, right?
Yeah, we are.
Until next time, We hope that everybody that is watching live enjoyed our talking over Bethesda, talking over Microsoft, reacting to some of the things that that EA did yesterday or 2 days ago, technically now. And I'm excited. E3 day 3, or the real day 2, if you're counting my texting mistake there, it's going to be happening. So take care, gang, and talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.